The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Falcons and the Cowboys, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit CD at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Set for football now at AT&T Stadium. Brandon Aubrey has the honors, and we are underway here in Arlington. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
2nd and 10. A man who was a collegiate standout nearby in Austin, it's Bijan Robinson. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. And looking to throw, Penix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Here's Penix. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. 3rd and 12. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 41. That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
It's been a lot of fun watching him advance in his career. Many people question his ability to throw the football coming out of Mississippi State. He's conclusively answered that question. In addition, a very strong runner and an even better leader.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. They'll run. Here's the rookie out of Clemson. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. Oh, able to avoid him. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action now. Prescott. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over here up near the 40. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Penix working out of the gun here. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 34-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Rob. And oh, he coughed it up. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
Preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Prescott. And this one's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
And the Cowboys going to bring on Brian Anger to punt on 4th down. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. That's caught by Werner, the tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll throw with Penix. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Cavante Turpin deep for the Cowboys. Fielded at the 33. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Prescott now. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Operating from the gun, Penix. And this will be caught by Mooney. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Penix. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Koo knocks this one through the post. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points in the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Cowboys first.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Brings us 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Lamb will go in motion. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. Prescott to throw it. He's got Sanders on the out route. It's caught. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On play action, Prescott. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 12.
Here's Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play.
It's a gain of 5.
3rd and 7 now.
3rd and 7.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Throw out wide is incomplete. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
Field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw, Penix. Man open, that's Ray McLeod. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. To the air, Penix. And caught by London. Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Penix. He's got his target. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it may be time to put that play on ice. That fooled nobody, and it's going to wind up as a big loss on the play. Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Short throw caught by Pitts. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. He's got the hook up to McLeod. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons.
From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Here's one deep for Pickens. And that's going to be incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Throwing, Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Here's Prescott.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Cowboys 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
To the air again, Prescott.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. He's to the 15.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's up and good to make the score 13-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now Prescott. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Fighting down past the 45. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And again, it's Prescott.
Going right back to Ferguson.
Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
Now Penix.
Able to complete this one to McLeod. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Atlanta.
Here's Penix. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. And looking to throw, Penix. That is incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
And here's Bradley Pinion now. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
To throw is Prescott. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Final play of the half, Prescott. That is caught. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day. Fell kickoff game.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point.
The head coach is going to take charge of every group. And I think at halftime, he spent a little time with the special teams coach, said, look, you've got to find a way to get us a big play to help us get back into this.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 5. And they'll send Pickens in motion right here. They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead give up the middle to Williams.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. They'll throw with Penix. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. So
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40.
Here's Milton now to throw. Open man, the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Milton. Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
First catch so far by Pickens. It's good for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Milton. He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Cowboys, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
To throw is Milton.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
At the Falcons' 31-yard line.
Throwing is Milton. Throw is caught by Schoonmaker.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the run. That one goes for 30 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval as a welcome sign of life that this offense needed.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Williams will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
For the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And he'll get into the end zone to push the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
A first carry for Tyler Algier. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Penix working out of the gun here. And this will be caught by Mooney.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Give to Algier from the shotgun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. And he'll find McLeod on the right side, complete. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back.
The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
To throw, it's Milton. He's got it complete to Tolbert.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Now Milton. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Here's Brian Anger now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. On the return, here's Agnew.
So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13.
And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Complete to Mooney on the slant. Robinson up the middle.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Algier going straight ahead.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Looking to throw, Penix. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Now in Arlington, the Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And he'll be out right at the 35. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
Well, how about this? the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The Cowboys on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
Short path.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Falcons grab it. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he fends him off.
No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
Carter straight ahead.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll go again with Carter. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. This is 2nd and 8. On the handoff, McClellan.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Stick from the gun.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That's a first down with a cherry on top. 31 yards. Now Stick. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
On the ground, here's McClellan.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
But now Dallas gets set to take the field. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. Here is 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
Operating from the gun, Milton. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Stick looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Nash.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. They'll run with Carter.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They'll run with McClellan.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Now it's McClellan.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A run. It's McClellan.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Stick back to pass. Shakes off the sag.
That's complete to the tight end, Werner. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
Here's Stick looking to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Nash.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. Stick.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Nash.
Here's 1st down.
Now a handoff up the middle. McClellan, and he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A give up the middle to Carter.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. Carter will try the right side. And now Carter going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. Koo knocks this one through the post.
And And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Back to throw. Campbell making the catch.
Oh, and what a nice tackle there. That will hardly move the needle at all offensively. A very short gain.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner, and one side a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from AT&T Stadium.